Hi, my name is Murad Suleiman. On this TED Talk, we will be talking about the physics of the music affecting the brain. My fellow colleagues and I have been researching how exactly our brain perceives music. We've also looked into how certain types of music can heal or change a person's mood. Music comes in a variety of genres. Some may be played in slow pace and some can be played at a very fast pace. Different parts of the brain can detect different parts of music. Therefore, it triggers different senses and moods throughout the brain, which can make you either feel happy or sad.
Music allows yourself to engage in it on a more emotional level, which helps stimulate higher brain activity, change emotions, and lower blood pressure. Statistics show that kids at a younger age who learn how to play an instrument or listen to music can improve visual and verbal skills. Music is an easy way to bring everyone together and a fun way to communicate. So to get started, I will explain to you how we conducted our experiment. Our experiment conductor gave us very useful data to go off of. Our team made one quiz with 7 math questions, all random, with or without the use of a calculator. We asked 6 random people to take the same quiz. 3 listened to classical music while others had silence taking it. Now my partner will come up and tell you a little bit more about the quiz and how classical music affects the brain.
So one of the sources that I looked while researching our topic, I read that there was a test that was done. The test had some kids take anxiety medication and some kids listen to music. The test was to show which one of the 2 things would better calm the anxiety that these kids had. The kids that took anxiety medication generally did have lower anxiety, but the kids that had the music to listen to had also lower anxiety levels, and this was because the music that they listen to is generally soothing for them. It's better for kids to listen to music because music doesn't have a lot of side effects to it where anxiety medication did. So this test was showing you different ways that music can be used to treat different mental illnesses and other things. So for our experiment, we chose to make a quiz. This quiz, we had people take it while listening to classical music, and some people took it without listening to any music at all. So for our quiz, we chose to have people do a math quiz. We chose to have them do math because math is a type of subject that helps you use more of your brain. You use a lot of your brain to do math, so we thought it would be a nice way to see how the music affects the brain while having a lot of your brain being used. So we chose to do classical music for the experiment because classical music is known for being very soothing and also allowing you to relax and take quizzes and tests easier. Now I'm going to play a clip of the music so you can hear what we played for the people taking the quiz. So this is the quiz that we had people take. This is the results that we got. We generally saw the people that took the quiz while listening to the classical music had a faster time of completing the math quiz. Here is the math quiz that we had them take. It was a bunch of different types of math, some division, multiplication, some algebra. We did a variety of math questions so we can see if it would challenge them, and so to see if the music would calm them so they'd be able to get through harder math questions easier. So from the experiment, we concluded that people that listened to the classical music while taking the test had shorter test-taking times.
The physics behind music can be seen as a very complex topic. The main source for it, however, comes from different parts of the brain. As seen in this diagram, there's different parts of your brain that are triggered when you listen to music. Starting with the auditory cortex, which is right back here in the middle, every time you listen to a sound, it perceives it and analyzes tone. Once you get to the hippocampus, however, it's involved in listening to music memories and also the experience that you have while you're listening to the content. When you're going towards the visual cortex, it is involved in reading music or looking at a piece of music, which is common for most people that are in band or choir to look at. The parts of your brain have the same functions, which is also a cause for the nucleus accumbens, which also deals with the emotional reactions due to music. Next, if we go up to the prefrontal cortex, it deals with the behavior and expression and the decision you're taking while you're listening to that particular song. Next, if we go up to the motor cortex, though, it's involved with the movement while dancing or playing an instrument, as the cerebellum is, so these two actually will work together when they are listening to the same piece of music. This is the sensory cortex in your brain, which controls tactile feedback while listening or playing an instrument, so it also creates a more well-rounded sound in your brain, and it helps you interpret the music more vividly than it would if your brain was only one-sided. Similar brain activity patterns in different people who listen to the same music perceive it the same way. Despite what differences they brought to the table, there's a level on which they all have a common experience with it. Music also affects the way we learn. Concluding our data from the experiment, people who listened to music had performed better on the quiz than those who didn't. In the same sense, kids with 3 or more years of musical instrument training performed better than those who didn't. Listening to music at a moderate noise level actually is a sweet spot for creativity, but once it gets too loud, however, it lowers your attention span of your brain, as your brain is overwhelmed with the fact of everything that's going around with it. Music has a way of getting in our head. It can take over a person's mind completely if their sensitivity is that high. For example, you can develop earworms. Although it sounds weird, it's just what happens when a song is stuck in your head. It can happen anywhere from a few hours to a few days. Simple, repetitive, or surprising songs are usually the culprits, and there is nothing to worry about. Such things as severe earworms. They are called musical hallucinations. They can directly affect a person's mentality, and musical hallucinations are surprisingly common, affecting at least 2% of those who are losing their hearing, as well as patients with a variety of other conditions. It is the most common form of a non-psychotic hallucination, but most known for coming on suddenly and full-blown without an oblivious cause.
Music can not only affect people in small things cognitive-wise, but it can also affect their ailments in a bigger way. Music has power, especially for people with Alzheimer's or dementia. Music can cause mood shifts, manage stress-induced agitation, and coordinate motor movements. Music can also serve as a connection between people, helping them associate it with important events and emotions. As dementia progresses, individuals typically lose the ability to share thoughts and gestures of affection with their loved ones. Those affected have been proven to be able to regain emotion with simple dance movements or lyrics to a song. The rhythm of the music helps the person retain their ability to move with the beat until very late in the disease process. On our next segment, we'll see how musical therapy can have a great impact in the future. Based on neuroscientific research, it can be used as a more modern and less expensive treatment. Not only can music reverse the effect of major diseases, but it can also do simple things such as lowering blood pressure and increasing oxygen amounts. This type of therapy can change the way we look at medicine today.